There's obviously things when you come out of it, a lot like your first scrimmage in spring. We've got a lot to work on, and going into these last 2 weeks, everybody in their unit has got certain things they want to get better at. Overall, as a team, that we're operating, we're executing, we're out there playing and less thinking. That's really what you want. You want to come out of spring where in that last spring game or those last few practices, you're just playing and you're not thinking as much. Now they have confidence going into the off season. They understand the prep, what's coming up in fall camp. We're going to be able to get to just playing and not thinking as much faster in fall camp. That's what you want.
I know there's been a lot of focus on guys like, trying to focus on themselves and get better. But how important are the last 2 weeks in terms of maybe some position battles starting to play out? Because it's kind of the last chance to leave a last impression in the coaches' minds before, for a few months.
Absolutely. There's going to be evals after spring. So every position, there's guys that have played. You're going to, I think people would assume these guys will come back and be in these positions. Most likely they will because they're out there competing and they're improving as well. But there's some battles going on. One area overall is special teams. We're trying to figure out, all right, who fits on special teams? What starters should be out there playing? We're doing something a little bit different with old guys versus young guys in special teams. So they're actually split up. They're going against each other. They've been competing throughout the practices, and it gives the old guys a chance to maybe do some of the things they already know, they've learned from playing last year. The new guys to go out there and prove themselves against a group that's played. And that competition has been really good. So I've liked where we're at there. We'll have some of that in our scrimmages, so you're going to see some of those things. But I think the special teams part that we've incorporated into these practices has been really good.
We're going to talk to Tyler Horton for the first time here in a little bit. What did you see from Tyler last year, and just where is he in terms of being ready to maybe take over that other corner spot now that Dante is gone?
Well, we saw last year he could play. Tyler's a guy that in last year's fall camp showed up and just made plays. Didn't quite know what he knew, how durable he would be, what even his knowledge would be getting into a normal game week and how he would prepare. All we saw was a guy that just made plays, and he went hard every single time. That carried over into being a smart football player, being a guy that prepares well, being a guy that takes care of himself in the classroom, off the field, and that translated into him playing. And so he's had a chance to play a little bit, got some experience. That's really helped him. You see him in spring now with the confidence, prep, knowing the speed of the game, what it really takes to be successful. So I've been nothing but impressed with him since he showed up here, and then this spring, just how competitive he's been. You'll see, he's got a great attitude. He's got a great mentality. He's a guy that at that position in particular, things are going to happen. You can get beat. You got to be able to turn around. Cycle of a snap. You got to get back. You got to be ready to play. He does that really well, and so that really helps him in getting into that position, solidifying himself as the guy.
How did he handle kind of getting pressed into duty a little bit? It's a true freshman. You thought maybe he'd play, and it seems like at times he maybe had to play more than you expected.
Great. Yeah, he wanted to play. I think probably more on the other side when he's not playing. He wants to be out there. He's a competitive guy. He's a smart player. I think he did a great job with the opportunities that he got. Maybe should have been more, maybe should have been less. Really don't know. I don't think we ever had him in a position where he ever hurt us or didn't know what to do out there. That guy was out there playing as best he could, making plays against some really good players. That experience has carried over into this spring, and you see it out there. And he's been really tough to battle against. I know the wide receivers, we've had some good battles with him. They got a lot of respect for him, and he's shown that experience of him playing is paying off for him now.
What have you seen out of the receivers that are trying to get some spots? I mean, you've got a couple guys in Spurbeck and Anderson that are back. What about some other guys?
Yeah, competitive. A.J. Richardson, he's done a nice job. He's gotten better. Sean Monster, you see that guy making plays. Sid Wilson is a great addition. Made some real big plays today. Just some one-on-ones, tough catches, turn around, ran, scored. Really just a guy that doesn't quite know everything, the details of all that we're asking of him right now, but just plays hard every single snap. And been real happy with him. Achillian Butler, to get him back after the injury. You see him out there. He's a speed guy. He's really improved. Playing has helped him a lot, like Tyler. Just having that experience has helped him show up more. And then beat Brian Jefferson. Is a guy that not many people have seen, but he just quietly continues to make plays. He just goes out and does his job. And I think we're seeing a guy kind of emerging as a guy that's going to have a role, and a guy that we can trust, that we can put out there, and he's going to know what to do.
Behind maybe the big three last year for the wide receivers, you guys were really young, but I mean, just listening to you list off some names right there, do you feel like you're in a good position to have more depth at wide receiver this year?
Yeah, we have more depth. I'm not going to say that how much we've improved at this point. We still need to see. Those guys, they're doing a good job. They're working hard. We want to be explosive, so our expectations of that position are really high. As far as depth, as far as rotating guys in there, we should have it. We need to have that. You're going to have to give Thomas, you're going to have to give Chaz, those guys a break at some point and get some other guys in there. And when we've been at our best offensively is when we've had multiple players touching the ball and getting it to different guys. We need guys to step up to do that. Jake Rose in that mix. Alec Danes is in that mix at tight end. But those wide receivers we talked about, those guys need to step up and be guys that we can count on.
What about safety? Well, how's the depth looking there? And obviously everybody knows about DSG and Chance, but I think Cameron Hartsfield's understanding he's having a pretty good spring. And what do you see out of some of those guys?
Yeah, Cam's had his best spring. He's played the best football that I've seen him play in practice situations. So it's good to have him back there. He's improved, mixing some different guys back in there as well. But Chance, DSG, Skyler Seabold, guys are getting a chance to get back there and play a little bit. I think those guys, because we're doing some different things. They're moving around. We're kind of giving them a chance to play field boundary in the secondary, so they understand the entire package that we're trying to get done in coverage for both safety positions. But I think they've handled it well. They're smart players. Dylan is back out there now and kind of getting himself back into the mix. Chance is showed improvement throughout all the practices, and I think we're doing a good job in the secondary. Those guys have made plays. They've been physical when we've been in live situations, so I think they're doing everything we're asking them to do.
Got to replace.
Gabe coming along. How nice is it having him out there?
Yeah, Gabe, huge. Yeah, that's one guy. When you lose a guy like Kamale, you want to have somebody. Jabril stepped up. Gabe's back. I wouldn't say Gabe is full of strength at this point, but he's out there. He's a force. He's moving around. The thing about Gabe is long, Gabe is fast, Gabe's got some suddenness to him, which you saw in those edge pass rushers that we've had. And so I think his excitement being back out there, his energy, not playing last year, that's really showing up. His strength will come in the summer. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, the one thing about Gabe, he's really knowledgeable and he's able to do a lot of different things. He understands the game. So he's caused some problems for the offense and the defensive side of just being multiple with the different things he can do.
I want to ask you about Mason Hampton, just what he brings to the table. And I know you lose a center like Marcus, but it seems like he's sort of a guy that fits right in.
Well, Mason would have started for us last year in the Washington game because Marcus got hurt. Marcus basically willed himself back into being in that game, and it's hard to not have a guy that was your starting center or a guy that's a senior to not go out there and play. But Mason has done a real nice job and been very happy with him. Like his demeanor, his communication. He's taken on that leadership role on the offensive line that you have to have at the center position. So what I've seen from what he did last year to where he is now, being in a position to really go out and take that center job, he's doing a good job competing.
As far as the quarterback competition, has that gone the way you wanted it to, and what do you look for in these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been good. I thought the guys were good today. They went out there, they just played. They played fast. There's still consistency that we want to see from that position. And we're getting, on the offensive side, you're getting a lot of variety. It's springtime, so it's not like you're playing an opponent. You're getting a lot of different looks. But you still want to see on the base plays that we operated consistently. I wouldn't say we're there yet. I think those guys are going hard at practice. I think they're working hard in the classroom. I think those guys are leading well. They're still mixing up. Rhett's still going with the ones and the twos. Finley's with the ones and the twos. Tommy has gotten more reps with the twos. I think Tommy is, out of that group right there, has had a really good spring. He has elevated his game, and has done a nice job of just being kind of the player that can go out there and just make some things happen. I think we saw that with him when he played a little bit, but we're seeing more of that in spring. Brett's been pretty consistent. Finley, getting him back out there, has been really good. Finley's a guy that's athletic, is instinctual, and when he does that and plays that way, he's a difficult quarterback to defend. So to answer your question, yes, the way it's going as far as the rotation, the competition has been good. Are we where we want to be at this point? Absolutely not. We still got a lot more to do.
Sorry. Thursday, obviously a big day, pro day.
Yeah.
18, 19 guys, a big list working out. How excited are you, I guess, for your former players to get out there and show what they got?
Man, they're all back. We want them back. They look great. Seeing all these guys, I've been kind of following them a little bit on some of their videos on Twitter and different things like that. They look fantastic. They've been working hard. Just excited that we have that many guys. It's going to be a big day. When you have that many guys here, you're going to have a lot of scouts out there. I think this will help all those guys on pro day because there's so many of them out there. It's going to be like a mini practice with all the different drills and the testing and all that, but they're there to support each other. They're there to help each other. They're all trying to do their very best. So we're excited for them. So along with practice and that, and I think our guys seeing them too and just having them back and those guys being around, and you can tell they're excited to be back. They're out of practice. They miss that still as well, but they're working towards that next goal in their life is to be at the next level. And we're going to be out there cheering them on and hope these guys do well. I'm sure they will. And they get their opportunities.
What does that do for your program? It's with 19 guys, and it's not tweet the blue carpets out. I'm assuming you get some recruits on campus too. I mean, with 19 guys, you're probably going to have almost every NFL team represented here. What does that do for your program?
Well, it's huge. I think that says a lot about those guys. It's obviously motivating for the players here to have a dream of playing at the next level. It's exciting for incoming people that are checking our program out to see that as well. You play this game and you play it well, there's always that dream of being at the next level. Well, if you go out there and do what you need to do, you're going to have opportunities. You see 19 guys on this team that have chances to do that, that's pretty motivating. So I think for the current team, I think for guys and people that are looking at this program, it's pretty exciting.